Alright guys, so when you see this toolbox, I'm sure one of the first things you think about is what's inside. Tools, right? Well, when we think about tools, especially me, I think about carpenters, construction workers, and how they use tools every day in their job. Without them, it'd be pretty hard to do what they do. I mean, imagine pounding in a nail with your bare hand rather than using a hammer. Probably not as fun. But when I also think about tools, I think about other professions that use them. Firemen, firewomen, they have tools all over themselves. They have their heat protective suits, they have their helmets, they have their little radios, their axes, their hoses. They use tools all the time. Chefs also have tools. Think about all the utensils they use. Everything from a whisk to a knife. They have their stoves, their refrigerators, their aprons, sometimes those cute little white hats that they get to wear. Dancers even have tools. A ballet dancer couldn't perfect a point position without point shoes, and a tap dancer could not perform a tap routine without the metal plates on the bottom of shoes. All my life I've thought about tools in this way, as physical, tangible objects that assist with a task or a job or a project, something that you can use to help you. But it wasn't until last summer as an orientation leader that my view on tools completely changed. So as an orientation leader, you have to go through a lot of training. We start training in the spring semester and we go about once a week, and then in the summer we have 2 weeks of rigorous training right before the programs start. And during those 2 weeks, we sit down and we hear lecture after lecture after lecture. It gets pretty old. It's almost worse than school. And so these speakers would come into and speak to us from all different departments on campus, including residence life, the athletic office, the Ball State bookstore, athletics. They were my favorite because we all got free t-shirts. But these people would come and talk to us to educate us about their different departments, because we're the liaisons here on campus when students and families come. And so we have to be even more educated than all of them because we have to know so much knowledge to pass it on. So when they would come to speak to us, one of the speakers was Dr. Melinda Messinio, and she is the chairperson of the Department of Sociology here on campus. She's also in charge of the Common Reader for freshmen. Now hopefully you guys all know what the Freshman Common Reader is. I assume you did it, or hopefully you read it, or said you read it. But if you don't know what it is, it's a book that is selected for freshmen to read. And after they read the book, they are encouraged or told to write a response paper over the book. And then later, within their first few weeks here on campus, they have a discussion meeting talking about the book that they read. Now, the freshman reader is used to analyze writing skills of students. And so Ball State likes to analyze the students' writing skills right when they come into campus, then in their English class, so like English 104, and then finally in their writing proficiency exam. So they do it 3 times throughout their 4 years here at Ball State. So technically the Freshman Common Reader is just for the university for numbers. However, Dr. Melinda Messinio was there to encourage us, to encourage the students to actually do the assignment and the importance of it. So first she talked to us about the selected book, so we would have a knowledge over what we were telling our students to read, and then she encouraged us to encourage them to actually do the assignment. So Ball State tells the students, hey, you need to read this book and write this paper. But technically, it's not for a grade, and they don't have to do it if they don't want. So that's why she was there to talk to us. And as she was speaking, I was doodling on my paper, I was playing with candy wrappers in the tray in front of me. I was zoning out because she was easily the 20th speaker we had in 2 days, and I was just over it. I was like, I know enough about Ball State, I really don't need to hear you speaking. But then she said something that sparked, my attention, and she said, your students will get nothing tangible out of reading this book or doing this assignment. They won't get a piece of paper that says, congratulations, you did great. They won't get a grade on their transcript. But what they will get is a tool for their toolboxes. And when she said that, I instantly started paying attention. It was a metaphor that I absolutely loved. She continued by saying that every decision we make, person we interact with, or action we take will be another tool for our toolboxes. That's when I started to completely think about tools in a different way. And looking back on my life, I've always been building my own toolbox without really knowing it. I've always been that person who seeks out opportunities and experiences for my future because I know they'll benefit me. And I don't do this in a casual way like, oh hey, this would be good on a resume, or this experience might be great for a future career. I'm kind of like a crazy squirrel scrounging for nuts in the winter, looking for opportunities that I can just project me further in life. And so I've been doing this ever since I was little. When I was younger, I was a dancer, and I had practices 3 times a week, at least. And I would actually get a perfect attendance award after every season of dance because I never missed a practice. My mom would even tell me, Emma, you don't have to go to practice tonight. We have a family event, or we're all going to go to dinner or something. And I would refuse because I was too scared to miss something and have to play catch up. And because of that and that dedication and realization that skipping dance practice would be more harmful than helpful, I added a tool to my toolbox. And so that has now taught me in my days here at college to not skip classes, and that has ultimately helped me get better grades. When I was in high school, I was in an upper level math class with a blind student named Jason. And our teacher would always partner us up during class to work on group projects, do assignments, go over test questions, whatever it might be. And for some reason, she saw something in me and always partnered me with Jason. Even if we were sitting on completely opposite sides of the room, she would call me out and say, you go over to Jason and help him. And I could have complained and tried to get out of the situation because there were several challenges working with him. We had to go quite a bit slower than some of the other groups. And I had to explain things multiple times and try to get him to be able to, see the numbers and stuff. But instead of complaining and trying to get out of it, I just embraced it. And what it taught me was really great patience. And that was another tool for my toolbox. And so now, I believe that I have amazing patience because of that experience with Jason. And I had that experience that has taught me that I can have patience when I'm doing group projects with other students who might not be understanding my train of thought. I have patience when I'm giving a tour and a dad asked a question that 2 seconds ago I just talked about. And so that has helped me today. Later in my career in high school, I decided to start participating in smaller pageants. And so the first one I did, I was actually terrified to sign up for it, but I knew it would be great for me in my future. It'd give me quite a bit of skills. And so even though I had past experience on stage, I wasn't afraid of that, and I was a girly girl deep down. I love getting dressed up and doing my makeup and wearing pretty dresses. My most recent accomplishments had been playing volleyball, basketball, and rugby, which definitely are not pageant-like. But I signed up anyways, and after the first one, I completed my first one, I was hooked. I absolutely loved it. I learned so much from doing pageants, and I would say that that was several tools for my toolbox. One of the most important tools that I learned from that was interview skills, because I used to not hate interviews, but I'd get that nervous, kind of jittery feeling before going into one, because I had no idea what to expect. But after doing pageants, I love interviews. If there's an interview, I'm going to be the first one signed up, and I love going in there and just killing it because I've learned how to master that skill because of doing pageants and taking that opportunity. Finally, when I came here to college, I was terrified to get involved. Even though I was super outgoing and knew it would be great for me in my future, I was a freshman in a big place. I had no idea what was going on. Just the typical freshman, still wearing my lanyard. And I didn't know what to do and where to take that first step. But that's when I attended the CCIM Super Party. And so when I went there, I decided to sign up for different organizations. After the first one, I was hooked, and it was like every table, boom, boom, boom. My name was on that list to go to the call-out meeting. And that's when I found Cardinal Sports Live. Cardinal Sports Live is a sports show that talks about Ball State sports. And so I was able to audition for one of the talent roles through the organization, not thinking I would get it as a freshman, but then I did get it, and it has been a great experience for me. And again, another tool for my toolbox. And after auditioning for the role and getting it, I was able to be on television within my first year at Ball State, which is pretty amazing. And that has helped me with my communication skills in ways that I cannot even explain. And because of that, I would attest that that position in an organization has helped me be a tour guide and get the role as an orientation leader. So all these tools come together and have helped me project me where I am today. I'm an A student, I have 3 on-campus jobs, one of them working for the president of the university, and another of them working for a dean on the college. I also have a great social life and so many open doors before me, because who knows, without those tools and without patience and communication skills and confidence in interviews, I might not be where I am today. It's really easy to live life just in the present and only think about now. Trust me, living in the moment is a great feeling. And those freshmen might not be looking at that book thinking, this is going to help me. But what if reading that book could introduce them to a new mindset on a topic that they could talk about in an interview that would lead them to a dream job? Think about just reading that book could change their lives. So start building your toolbox because it could ultimately change your future. Thank you.